Many kids go home at the end of the day and eat an after-school snack, but right here in the Tennessee Valley, thousands of kids go home to an empty pantry. I spoke with different experts in the community about this widespread problem impacting our children's minds and bodies.
Canned goods, starches.
Shelves of food in a fully stocked kitchen can be found at the Downtown Rescue Mission, where they will serve 320,000 meals this year. Many of those meals are for the nearly 40 moms and kids who stay at the shelter each night.
So they're just trying to figure it out, and they've probably gone without a meal for a day or two. And boy, it's tough when you see a kid that comes in and they're very hungry. So one of the first things we do is we try to make sure that they have something to eat.
The rescue mission serves all ages of kids, from infants to teens. Not only has Keith seen how food can change the health of a child, he says it can also change their mindset.
It changes an attitude when somebody's got a full stomach and it's nutritious, because if we're feeding people just things that are going to make them, not feel good, sometimes that's when you have too much carbs or things that makes you feel not as good. We want to make sure that they're having a nutritious meal.
And it's not just the dozens of kids living at the shelter who depend on others for meals. There are thousands of kids in Huntsville who rely on the school district to be fed.
We serve about 24,000 kids, so probably a good maybe 5 to 10% of that number, maybe a little bit more, is some of those individuals that actually depend on us just to get a meal every day.
Huntsville City Schools serves breakfast and lunch to their students, and even serves supper at the end of the school day at 12 of their at-risk schools.
A lot of times, of course, unfortunately, some of our young people don't get a chance to eat when they go home, or they don't get a chance to eat breakfast before they leave. So that's where we fit in. We get an opportunity to provide those nutritious meals for those individuals and young people.
Nearly 1 in 4 kids in North Alabama don't know where their next meal is coming from. That hinders their ability to grow, play, and learn.
If the food is nutritious and they're getting a well-balanced meal, it helps them to perform and elevate their performance, and also to not have any issues with being tired or bogged down, or give them the energy that they need to go through a school day.
Not only can a lack of food cause a kid to fall behind their peers in school, long-term hunger can cause some serious health problems.
You only grow for a short number of years, so if a child doesn't get any good nutrition and doesn't reach their height growth potential, then they're stunted for the rest of their life. And if they go into that deficiency related to vitamins and minerals, those can be really hard to make up. You can, but it requires, quite a few years, quite a bit to be able to make up those nutrient deficits.
And then for kids especially, making sure we get some fats in there.
Emily says she understands that many people are living paycheck to paycheck and food stamp to food stamp, but she does have some tips on groceries you should buy.
Even if it's buying the cheap canned vegetables, those are good nutrient-dense type foods. Focusing on those foods that are high in proteins, so your milks and your cheeses, your yogurts, your beans and dried beans, peas, things like that. Obviously your meats are great sources of those proteins.
In the Tennessee Valley, we have a lot of kids who are hungry and a lot of parents who are struggling to put meals on the table. But we also have a lot of people who are willing to help.
We really feel that one meal can lead to a whole lot of different things, but the first thing it leads to is hope.